Greetings, cadets. Today we will be going over keeping people accountable in Air Force ROTC with principles that are useful in other facets of your life. Real quick, we will be going over our definition of accountability, setting expectations, setting milestones, building an accountability plan, and what to do when expectations are broken. It's always useful to define the terms you're using, and our definition of accountability is as follows. The act of giving orders and following up with your people to make sure the orders are being carried out properly. For example, as flight commander, you give the order to the flight to have everything ready for the upcoming open ranks inspection. Accountability here would be making sure people are getting ready for the inspection and will be fully ready in time. Accountability begins when you first give the order. Set expectations for your people so they know what to focus on and when to have it done by. For example, you as the commander could set the expectation to have all the warrior knowledge memorized and uniforms in top shape, and set the expectation that everyone will remain locked on the entire inspection. Set these expectations as early as possible. Don't wait for them to be needed. I have made the mistake of waiting until I had been in command a while before I set expectations, and when I tried to, I had to upend the way things have been done for a long time, which is very difficult for most people. Also, don't create expectations in a void. Your team has already been working on things, so build off those past efforts. For example, with the open ranks inspection, previous orders may have been given to memorize all of the warrior knowledge except the last two quotes. So build your expectation off the established knowledge, and set the expectation to add the last two quotes and review the rest of the warrior knowledge. Next, set milestones. They say aim for the moon, because if you miss, you'll be among the stars. But for most people, aiming for the moon means lazily working towards the goal and giving up because of apparent lack of progress. Sub-goals are extremely important for this reason. You still need the end goal of the moon to know where you are going, but sub-goals give people something that is close to them, giving them motivation. Sub-goals give a sense of achievement, each one successfully met, accelerating progress towards the next sub-goal. Make sure your sub-goals are time-bound. Think about homework. If you know you have an assignment due at the end of the semester, are you likely to work on it equally the whole time, or are you likely to forget it until the end of the semester? Have a set time for your goals to be reached, and also a time for you to check up on other people's progress. Something to take note of is that there are qualitative and quantitative goals. Quantitative goals are based on numbers and are easy to measure. A qualitative goal is based on how well you do something and cannot be measured the same person to person. Think of push-ups. You can do as many as you want, but if you don't have the right form, you won't get stronger. Or, qualitatively, you can do the perfect push-up, but if you can only do 5, you'll still never get stronger. Finding a balance between setting the two types of goals is critical to helping your people improve. Next up, you'll want to declare to your team your accountability plan. Sharing your plan helps keep you accountable to your team and removes confusion on their part about what you will be doing in the future. Cover the basics: who you will follow up with, what about, and when you'll do it. In a perfect world, everyone would do everything they could to achieve their task, but in reality, things get in the way. When you need to talk to someone about their failure to fulfill their task, to meet the expectations, the first thing to do is to stay calm. Getting angry and accusatory is the absolute worst way to create change. The only thing accusing people does is drive them to bad decisions. Now that you're calm, start asking questions. Try to learn about their situation from their point of view. You can't know everything about what's going on with them, so you must go in without preconceived notions. Try to discern what the root of the problem is. Do they not know how to perform the task? Do they have other priorities that came first? Are they trying but just not succeeding? Do they have the resources they need to complete the task? There are so many reasons people can fail to do what they're asked beyond not caring. Even if they are incompetent but willing, that is still a good place to start. If people struggle to see why doing something is important, connect the action to the person's existing values. Connect it to teamwork or family or the need to show excellence, whatever works best for that person. Be careful not to assume their values are the same as yours, though. That's another sure way to not get through to them. Once you've learned what's holding the person back, help them set new goals and a new accountability plan just for them. In conclusion, we've gone over the definition of accountability, setting expectations, setting milestones, building an accountability plan, and what to do when expectations are broken. Here are the references for sources used in preparing this briefing. I would like to draw specific attention to the book Crucial Accountability, where most of these ideas are drawn from, and which contains even more practical knowledge. If you have any other suggestions or ideas, please leave them in the comments section below. And as always, the views represented in this video do not necessarily reflect the official stance of the U.S. government, the U.S. Air Force, or Air Force ROTC. This presentation has no affiliation with the authors or publishers of Crucial Accountability. Aim high, cadets!